What if everything we have been told is a lie? What if the search for extraterrestrial life, the endless scanning of the cosmos with our radio telescopes, is all pointed in the wrong direction? We look to the stars. We search for signals from distant galaxies. But what if the beings we are searching for are not millions of light years away? What if they are not coming, because they are already here, living beside us, walking among us? This is a possibility so profound, so earth-shattering that most people refuse to even consider it. But we must. The evidence, scattered throughout history and hidden in plain sight, demands that we ask this question. The implications are staggering. If aliens are already here, then human history as we know it is not the full story. Our religions, our technologies, our very biology could be influenced by a non-human intelligence. Ancient astronaut theorists say yes. They point to a mountain of evidence that suggests a profound connection between humanity and beings from another world. Consider the sheer vastness of the universe. Billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars. To think that Earth is the only planet to harbor intelligent life is, quite frankly, absurd. The odds are overwhelmingly in favor of there being countless other civilizations out there. So, the question is not if they exist, but where are they? Could it be that for some of these advanced civilizations, interstellar travel is as simple for them as an airplane flight is for us? And if they could travel here, why would they just visit and leave? Our journey begins in ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Here, more than 6,000 years ago, the Sumerian people emerged seemingly out of nowhere. They possessed incredible knowledge. They invented writing, the wheel, and complex astronomy. How? Where did this sudden leap in knowledge come from? The Sumerians themselves give us the answer in their ancient cuneiform texts. They tell of powerful beings who descended from the heavens. They called them the Anunnaki, which translates to those who from heaven to earth came. Is this just mythology, or is it a historical record? These ancient tablets describe the Anunnaki in incredible detail. They were not wispy spirits or ethereal gods. They were described as physical beings, beings who ate, drank, and ruled over humanity like kings. They were said to have come to Earth in search of gold, a resource they needed to repair the atmosphere of their home planet, Nibiru. The texts even describe how the Anunnaki, needing a workforce to mine this gold, genetically engineered a primitive hominid to create a new being, a worker, a slave. They created us, Homo sapiens. Look at the depictions. The Sumerian art shows these Anunnaki as towering figures, often wearing strange helmets and carrying mysterious devices. Some are shown with wings, a common symbol for beings who could fly. Ancient astronaut theorists say yes. The evidence is carved in stone for all to see. These were not gods in a religious sense. They were powerful, technologically advanced extraterrestrials who were mistaken for gods by our primitive ancestors. We travel now to the land of the pharaohs, ancient Egypt, a civilization that created some of the most magnificent and mysterious structures on Earth. The Great Pyramid of Giza, a monument of perfect mathematical precision aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal directions. It contains millions of stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. Mainstream archaeologists tell us this was all done with simple copper tools and raw manpower. But is that really possible? Could humans with such primitive technology have achieved such a feat of engineering? Consider the Dendera light. Carved into the wall of the Hathor temple at Dendera is a truly bizarre image. It shows Egyptian figures holding what looks exactly like a giant light bulb, complete with a filament and a cable extending from its base. Egyptologists say it is a depiction of a lotus flower and a snake. But does it really look like that? To ancient astronaut theorists, the answer is a resounding no. It is a clear schematic of an electrical device, a piece of advanced technology. Could it be that the Egyptians were given the gift of electricity by extraterrestrial visitors? And what about the strange hieroglyphs found in the Temple of Seti I at Abydos? Carved into a stone lintel, we see shapes that are unmistakable to the modern eye. There is a helicopter, a futuristic-looking aircraft, and even what looks like a submarine. How is this possible? How could ancient Egyptians have known about these modern machines thousands of years before they were invented? Mainstream science says it is just a coincidence, a result of older hieroglyphs being plastered over and recarved. But is that a satisfactory explanation, or is it evidence of knowledge given to them from the future or from the stars? Perhaps they were the sky beings, the extraterrestrial teachers who guided the development of this incredible ancient civilization. Across the Atlantic, deep in the jungles of Central America, another mystery awaits. The Maya, a civilization known for its breathtaking pyramids, its complex calendar, and its advanced understanding of astronomy. Their knowledge of celestial cycles was so precise that it rivals our own modern calculations. They tracked the movements of Venus with incredible accuracy and predicted solar eclipses. Once again, we must ask the question, how? How did a so-called Stone Age culture acquire such sophisticated astronomical data without telescopes or modern instruments? The Mayan sacred book, the Popol Vuh, tells us. It speaks of the creator gods who came from the stars. It describes how these beings created humanity multiple times, experimenting until they achieved the perfect form. Does this sound familiar? It is a story we see again and again in ancient cultures across the globe, a story of gods descending from the sky to create or upgrade mankind. Could these be different accounts of the same global event? A visit from the same extraterrestrial species who interacted with cultures all over the world? It is a distinct possibility. Look at the famous sarcophagus lid of the Mayan king, Pakal the Great. What does it show? Mainstream archaeologists claim it depicts Pakal falling into the underworld, with the world tree behind him. But when you turn the image on its side, a different picture emerges, a picture that is shockingly modern. We see a man sitting in a chair, inside some kind of capsule. His hands are on controls, his foot is on a pedal, a breathing apparatus is at his nose. Flames and exhaust are shooting out from the bottom. Is this a man falling into the underworld, or is it a man piloting a rocket ship? The evidence continues with their incredible cities like Chichen Itza and Tikal. The pyramids there are not just tombs, they are astronomical observatories, aligned perfectly with celestial events like the solstices and equinoxes. They built these massive structures to honor and connect with their gods, the sky gods. Beings like Kukulkan, the feathered serpent god who was said to have come from the stars and promised to one day return. Is this just a myth? Or is it a memory of a real being, a powerful extraterrestrial who visited the Maya, shared his knowledge, and then left? The clues are there if you are willing to see them. Let us fast forward to our time, to the present day. The stories have not stopped, they have only changed form. We no longer carve depictions of sky gods on stone tablets. Instead, we have cell phone videos of UFOs. We have thousands of eyewitness accounts of strange lights in the sky, of objects moving in ways that honestly just defy our known laws of physics. These are not just blurry photos. We have credible sightings from commercial airline pilots, military personnel, and police officers. People who are trained observers. Are they all mistaken, or are they seeing something real? But the encounters are getting more personal, more disturbing. People all over the world report strange interactions with individuals who just don't seem human. They describe people with emotionless expressions, odd, stilted speech patterns, and eyes that seem too large or too dark. Witnesses often report feeling an intense sense of unease or a cold aura around these individuals. They feel like they are being observed, studied, almost like a scientist studying a lab rat. Could these be the very same beings who visited our ancestors, now walking among us in a more subtle form? Then there are the abduction phenomena. Thousands of people from all walks of life report being taken against their will. They describe being floated through walls and ceilings into waiting crafts. Inside they are subjected to medical examinations by tall, slender beings with large black eyes, the classic Greys. They report having implants inserted into their bodies and having genetic material taken from them. Mainstream psychology dismisses these experiences as sleep paralysis or false memories. But the stories are remarkably consistent across different cultures and continents. Is it possible this is a real, ongoing genetic program? And what is the purpose of this program? The stories often involve the creation of hybrid beings, beings that are part human, part alien. Is this the next step in their plan? Are they trying to create a new species that can live on Earth undetected? A species that looks human but has alien intelligence and abilities? It sounds like science fiction, but for the people who have had these experiences, it is terrifyingly real. The strange encounters, the cold auras, the abduction stories, they all point to one unsettling conclusion. They are not just visiting, they are integrating. If aliens are here and interacting with us, surely our governments would know about it, right? Of course they would. And according to a growing number of whistleblowers, they do. High-ranking officials from military and intelligence agencies around the world have come forward with incredible stories. Men like the late Colonel Philip Corso, who claimed in his book The Day After Roswell that technology recovered from a crashed UFO in 1947 was secretly reverse-engineered. He alleged that this led to the development of fiber optics, night vision, and integrated circuits. Is this the real source of our modern technological boom? These are not just wild claims from anonymous sources. In 2020, the Pentagon itself officially released 3 videos recorded by Navy pilots showing unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. The objects in these videos perform maneuvers that are impossible for any known aircraft. They accelerate at incredible speeds and change direction instantly without any visible means of propulsion. The government admits they don't know what these objects are. Is this a slow drip disclosure? A way to prepare the public for a truth they have been hiding for over 70 years? And what about the missing files, the cover-ups? Researchers who use the Freedom of Information Act to request documents about UFOs often receive pages that are almost entirely blacked out with marker. Key details are redacted. Entire case files have gone missing. Projects like Project Blue Book, the official U.S. Air Force study of UFOs, concluded that there was no evidence of extraterrestrial vehicles. But many investigators involved with the project later said it was a public relations exercise designed to debunk sightings and calm public fears. The real sensitive cases were funneled into a more secret project. The evidence for a cover-up is compelling. Why the secrecy? Why the denials? Perhaps the truth is too much for society to handle. The revelation that we are not alone, and that a non-human intelligence has been operating on our planet with impunity, would shatter our religions, our politics, and our sense of security. It would be the biggest event in human history. So, they hide it. They ridicule witnesses, they create a stigma around the topic, but the truth has a way of coming out. The whispers from the shadows are getting louder, and soon, they will be impossible to ignore. How could an alien species live among us without being discovered? The answer may lie in science. In technology so advanced, it would seem like magic to us. Any civilization capable of interstellar travel would surely be masters of biology and genetics. They would be thousands, if not millions, of years ahead of us. For such a species, creating a perfect human disguise would be a trivial task. They would not need rubber masks or crude costumes. They could manipulate life at the most fundamental level, the DNA. Think about our own progress in genetics. We are already on the cusp of gene editing with technologies like CRISPR. We can alter the genetic code of living organisms. Now imagine a civilization that has been perfecting this technology for eons. They could map the human genome in its entirety, and create a biological vessel that is indistinguishable from a human body, right down to the last cell. It would breathe our air, eat our food, and even appear to age. It would be the perfect camouflage, allowing them to walk our streets, work in our offices, and live next door without anyone ever knowing. This could explain the strange encounters people report. The cold aura or lack of emotion could be a side effect of a consciousness that is not native to the human form. A being wearing a biological suit might not have access to the full range of human emotions. Their stilted speech could be the result of a universal translator that sometimes makes grammatical errors. The slightly off physical features, eyes too wide, fingers too long, could be minor imperfections in the genetic template they are using. These are not signs of a clumsy disguise, but subtle clues to a truly alien presence. Furthermore, what about their own biology? An advanced race might not even be carbon-based like us. They could be beings of pure energy or consciousness. In that case, they could potentially project a physical form, a kind of solid hologram, or even transfer their consciousness into a cloned human body. The possibilities are limitless when you consider a technology that is far beyond our own comprehension. So the question is not, could they hide among us? The question is, given the scientific possibilities, why wouldn't they? It is the most logical and effective way to observe us up close. Now we come to the most unsettling question of all. A question that might make you laugh, but also might send a shiver down your spine. If aliens can create perfect human bodies, and if they are engaged in a long-term hybridization program, is it possible that some of these alien human hybrids are living among us and don't even know it? Could you be one of them? Think about it for a moment. Do you ever feel like you don't quite fit in? Do you sometimes look up at the stars with a strange sense of longing, a feeling of homesickness for a place you've never been? They might have unusual talents, a high IQ, or strange intuitive abilities. They might have an innate understanding of complex mathematics or physics without ever studying it. Are these just signs of being gifted? Or are they echoes of a non-human heritage? Imagine going through life with a nagging feeling that something is missing. You might have strange dreams of other worlds or flying through space. You might have a deep empathy for animals and nature, or a profound disappointment with the destructive behavior of humanity. These feelings are often dismissed as simple personality quirks, but what if they are more? What if they are dormant memories, a subconscious connection to your true extraterrestrial origins waiting to be awakened? The ultimate sleeper agents could be all around us, and they might not even be aware of their own mission. The truth could be hidden not just in ancient ruins or government files, but inside the very people we see every day. We have journeyed from the dusty plains of ancient Sumeria to the jungles of the Maya, and into the shadowy corridors of modern government secrecy. We have seen how the stories of our ancestors, the gods who came from the sky, align perfectly with modern accounts of UFOs, alien encounters, and covert genetic programs. The evidence, when viewed together, paints a consistent and shocking picture. The patterns are too clear to be a coincidence. The connections are too strong to be dismissed as mere mythology. Something incredible has been happening on this planet for thousands of years. We must open our minds to the possibility that we are not the masters of our own world. We may be part of a grand experiment, a cosmic project guided by an intelligence far older and more powerful than our own. From the Anunnaki who may have engineered our very DNA, to the modern Greys conducting abduction experiments, the theme is one of intervention and integration. They are not coming, they are here. They have been here for a very long time, watching, guiding, and perhaps slowly merging with us. The truth is not in some distant galaxy. It is right here, all around us. The time for ridicule and denial is over. We must demand answers. We must encourage whistleblowers to come forward and share what they know. We must look at the ancient texts not as myths, but as potential historical records. The greatest discovery in human history may be waiting for us, if we only have the courage to look for it in the right places. The final frontier is not out there in the cold vacuum of space. The final frontier is here. It is now. It is the mystery of our own origins and our true place in the cosmos. The truth is closer than we think, and the revelation is coming. What are your thoughts? Have you seen something you cannot explain? Have you ever felt that strange sense of not belonging? Share your experiences. The more we talk, the more we share. The closer we get to uncovering the most profound secret in all of human history. The truth is out there, and it's time we found it together.